We're like, is it legal to wiretap phones? That's what we're trying to do here.
Because there's fire in hell. They're not going to be there to put it
out. All right, what you got?
No. Listen. Before we even get into here, you guys made us do this, okay? You guys made us do this. This wasn't a choice, but when you push someone far enough over to the edge, you gotta
this tend to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So now listen to me. What I'm about to tell you. We ain't done with firefighters, okay? We ain't done with them. I'm almost saying we dedicate a whole season of this podcast to them. So, okay, go get some proof. Okay, I'll get some proof. So, as we all know and have reported on, the entire province of Alberta is currently scorched earth. Okay? We've established that. What we have not established is the how. Are you ready for this? Guess how the fire started in Banff. Guess.
Oh,
just please, I'm asking, I'm begging you. Please ask me how.
Let me guess. It was lightning strike.
Oh, you know what? Understandable. But try again. And please just ask me. Just ask me how it was started. Please, I'm begging.
How did the fire in Banff started?
Okay, you gotta hold on real tight here. The female firefighters in the female department decided that they were going to do a controlled burn. The fire started the fire. I'm not making this stuff up, man.
Oh my goodness!
I found the news.
You know what? We'll put all the links to these news articles. Let's do it.
Listen,
people need to know.
I'm not lying to you. The female firefighters lit a fire that they called a controlled burn. And guess what happened?
It was it turned into uncontrollable. Wow.
Dude, Dennis, they started the fire. I don't think you're listening to me. These guys said, holy, wait a minute, it's the hottest summer on record. Let's control some burns. And guess what happened?
This is not even funny, dude. We just talked about this last week. And here we are.
This whole time were the firefighters. These guys started the fire. And
they can't. They can't.
They are fire starters.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Not fighters. Fire starters.
I'm telling you, man. There's something going on. And you know what? Just to prove a point, I'm at the gas station today. Guess who's next to me? An ambulance. Okay. I'm looking at them. I'm like, you know what? Let me ask them a couple questions. Hand to God I did this. Hand to God. I tell them, I say, hey, me and my friend are trying to settle a debate here. She's like, what? I'm like, the firefighters have a comfy gig. A long moment of silence elapsed. Now, you know, the minute that silence is there, there's a moral conflict, an obligation to the job, and also an obligation to fulfilling what society wants you to say.
Yeah.
You know what her response was? She kind of just shrugged, looked at me, and was like, you know what? We only call them when we need to carry something. They're forklifts. They're forklifts. They're forklifts. And you know what? I knew they were going to ask us about this. What's your research? What's your evidence? I went and got some. I'll start a fire that she didn't put out. And as the paramedic said, we discussed the skeleton crews, 2 guys, 8 bodies in the back, okay?
Yep.
Forklifts.
Yep, they're here to carry stuff.
That's it.
My goodness gracious. Wow. This is getting out of hand, man. Why nobody's talking about this? Why nobody even cares?
Someone needs to say,
that
look what's in front of me. Look what's in front of me. Brand new Ford F-350 Super Duty. Guess what's on the back? Fire. You know how much these cars cost?
Yeah. Man, like, people need to talk about this because you're paying these guys salaries every year. That's the crazy part. Nobody's thinking about this. All the first responders and whoever works for the government get paid by your taxes.
That's a really good point. The problem is this. Now, you and I, we can't save the world alone. We got a lot of stuff to do. What the hell is with the art? What is with the art? I know I didn't find myself online reading about how an art piece of a fruit stand? What the hell were they building?
I think it was a stairway to heaven, but that doesn't go anywhere.
Something, only used by firefighters. Okay. Now I understand why the city allocated $600,000 to that. It's for firefighters. Okay, enough. We figured it out. We're done.
Yeah.
I'm so sick and tired of this, man.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Like, why do we pay for this garbage? Why?
How do you know what? Someone should be auditing what happens with the tax money. You understand?
Dude, there's no auditing. There's no accountability. They just take the money. Oh, yeah, we need to develop an app. Let's get a couple of guys from the basement. $83 million. That's Arrive Canada app. Go look it up.
What will happen to you if you enter your net income as $37 instead of $36? Murdered.
They're going to audit you to crap and then probably tax you on top of that. That's it. You're going to get audited if you put something wrong, even an address wrong or whatever it is. You're getting audited.
To say something. This is your tax money going to fund bullshit art projects. Who needs that? $600,000. $600,000. No, they don't understand. I'm walking into work today at 7 a.m. There's a guy with a heroin hunch keeled over in front of the door, needle on the floor.
Well, people have no food to eat, no places to sleep.
$600,000 for a piece of tin.
Yeah.
Find me the that makes these decisions. Please put them in front of us. How do you sit there with a straight face and just sign a check off for a $600,000 piece of art? How do you do that?
It's a staircase in the middle of the road.
Going nowhere.
What is this?
And you know what? Dennis and I have taken upon ourselves to make this our life mission, because if y'all are walking around looking at all this crap saying, it's okay, it's culture. First of all, we're going to jump into culture in the next episode, because that's a joke. But
it's cultural.
Yes, you can't use the word culture to just mask the garbage of whatever your society lives in. Like, there's a country overseas. This country, billion or $trillion in debt. What was it? You tell me.
Yes.
What's the debt?
It's probably $3-4 trillion at this point.
Okay, now this country, here's the problem. In this country, they introduce themselves by their degree. They don't even give you a first name.
The status. Status is the name. Before the name is the status. I am a whatever PhD graduate, all this stuff.
Sure. Now this country, okay, for your reference, is $3 trillion in debt. They owe money to everyone. They've gone into default.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what idea they came up with? One day a guy woke up in the morning, put his little socks on, shoes, boots, suits and hat, waltzed into the central bank and told them, I have an idea on how to get out of debt.
Isn't this the economic minister? Who's this guy?
Yeah, economic minister. He's got all the degrees you can imagine, right? And they said, wow, you have a $3 trillion idea? Let's hear it. He said, let's. This proceeds to sit down and tell them that his solution is to export 100,000 monkeys to China. What's going on with these people?
Selling monkeys to China.
Dude.
This doesn't even sound real, man. This sound made up.
I know, but this is what we got to do for the people because ain't nobody talking about this.
Let's put these articles up. Go look it up yourselves. This is what they're doing.
Listen to me, man. You're not listening. Have you ever woken up and the solution to any of your issues was monkeys?
That guy that did not talk to his wife before he left the house.
That's probably what happened. That's right. Yeah, just imagine. Now, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, oh, cool. Sounds exotic. But then I realized 99% of them are just going to end up in restaurants. Those aren't my words. You can't cancel me, Reed. Those aren't my words. Okay?
How do you even catch a monkey to begin with if you wanted to sell them?
Yeah, good point. I'm so glad you brought it up. Let's just sit back and think about it for a second. What the hell is the hardest animal to catch in the world? Probably a monkey. We're not. How did you catch 100,000 monkeys when you have dogs walking around for free?
This is insane, man. It's insane. Like, this is not even real.
What's wrong with you?
You know what? Let alone. Why don't you catch all the dogs just roaming around the streets? Just catch them.
Look,
China will welcome them because you can eat them.
You're not listening, man. You don't even have to catch the dogs. It's already done for you. They're there in shelters.
Yeah. You don't even have to go look for them. They're already captured.
This is ridiculous, man. I don't even know what to say anymore. And here's the problem with all of this. None of the words that came out of our mouths were our own. This is literally written in articles.
This is what they're doing. That's the funny part. This is what they're doing.
But here's the problem, Dennis. Here's the problem. This is the government. Aren't you terrified?
This is the people who are in charge. These are the people.
Art project, the Stairway to Nowhere? Yeah, that's the government.
These are the geniuses who run countries. What's wrong, man? I do want to create a space for my kids. And one day they can walk out without getting murdered for some idiot who sets a forest fire.
Sorry. Okay, let me explain to you, okay? Just so that we're on the same page here, Dennis. You think about it. Think about how much time they have on their hands if purposely setting forest fires. They're bored! They're bored! That's why they're starting fires.
So then, dude, all these fires burning, over 45 different places burned to a crisp, but nobody's going to fight them. What's going on? They're doing practice runs? Go practice on the real stuff. Why don't you practice on the real fire? Jeez.
But you know what? They're never going to talk about that. They're just going to wash it under the rug.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they'll never, it'll pop up here and there, but it'll never go viral, right? Because it's not right. It's not this. It's not that.
Yeah.
But if someone shows up like you and me and says something about it,
canceled. Gone. Dead. Cannot even find the guys who talk about it. They're out.
But you can't cancel us. I think that's it, man. I got so much more stuff that I've seen today, but we can only save the world one story at a time here.
Yeah. Well, let's, hopefully this will change some people's attitudes towards these people who take your money.
Just remember, guys, if there's someone out there with $37 in their account, there's one with 36. If you listen to them, okay? So we bid you all farewell and a good, rest of the night. And just remember, folks.
Happy suffering.